Hi guys, DK here from KaroroCAD. Today I'm starting a new tutorial series for KaroroCAD, and where this stems from is I've had a new user of the software asking specifically how to reverse engineer a kite or how to copy another kite on the market. And what I would say is KaroroCAD is not primarily a reverse engineering tool. It is primarily a tool for designing new kites from scratch. However, taking inspiration from other kites on the market is probably a good way to get started, or a good way to get a sort of base design into the software. And yeah, there are a few tips and tricks on how to do that, and yeah, hopefully this series will take you through those and help you get new users up to speed with the software. So to that end, what I'm going to do is I've gone to the Duotone website. Simply one of the most popular kites on the market is the Duotone Evo, and what we can do here is if we scroll down, they have the option of a 3D view of the kite. Now if we click on this 3D button, we'll just let that load up. What I'm wanting to do here is get some images of the this kite. There we go, 72%. Alright, we're loaded up. I'm just going to press this full screen button, and if we click on this little eyeball, we can go to, say, the front view, and I'm just going to use my screen capture here, and I'm going to take a front view of this kite. I'm going to take, don't think I'll need a back view. I'll take the left view, right view, and the top view. Alright, now that I've got those, I'm just going to go grab those from my screenshots, and I have them here. I'm just going to move those to my desktop so I know where they are. So we've just grabbed those. That should be all we need from this site. Now, if we come back into KaroroCAD, or in Rhino, first thing I'm going to do is let's go to a top view, and we can type picture. Go to my desktop, and there's the top view, and we sort of eyeball this, and if we go to the front, I'm just going to pull that down so it's sitting below the kite, and I'm going to toggle my right toolbar here, create a new layer which is reference pics, and we'll go top view, and we can move this to the top view. Now I'd also like to go to properties here, and under material, I'm just going to take this to a 50% transparency, and I can now lock that off. So that won't be quite in the right spot. Actually, it will, and it won't be the right size. But we can now turn that off. I'm going to go to my right view. Do the same thing. I'm going to type picture. There is the right view, and we can move this around. Now, one of the things, we can, that actually looks about the right sort of size. So I can put it there. Again, I'm going to go to properties. I'm going to change this to a 50% transparency and a new sublayer, and we'll call that right view. And then we'll go to top view. Picture. Oh no, sorry, we already have the top view. It's the front view that I need to put in next. And we'll just move that to the back, put it about center. At the moment, we'll set that transparency to 50%, and we'll call this front view, and we shift it there. So now we have the ability to turn on and off these reference pictures. They won't be the right size right now, but we've got them available if we need them. So I'm just going to go to my right view now. I'm going to turn on my right view, and I'm going to turn off my 3D of my kite. And we need to take note of a few things here. And the first one is number of segments. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 segments to the first strut. And then 1, 2, possibly 3. So I'm going to call, I think I'm going to call this 3 below. So this is our wingtip panel here, is these 2 pieces. But we'll go 1, 2, 3. So this is what's described as a seven panel kite. So if we go to shape, we'll set this to 7 segments per side. Is our first is the first thing to adjust, and this is going to be a 10-meter kite. So under size, let me see if I can get this to come back. And And under size, we are at 10 meter. I'm going to leave my aspect ratio at 4.5 for the moment. I will turn off auto zoom and I'm going to show the 3D again. Alright, now we're under profile. We currently have a free road profile, and for the most part that looks pretty okay. We might need to do a custom profile. We're a little flatter than what appears to be in that kite. It does depend on, like, our leading edge diameter might need a bit of tweaking. So we're okay there. Now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, but yeah, we're not coming down quite as far. We should be coming down to the seam here. So have a look. We may, at this stage, I'm thinking we need to reduce the width of our wingtip and increase the leading edge sweep to sort of get this seam down to here. So under shape, let's go. The wingtip width right now is 55. Let's go to 45 and see how that goes. And we'll take that sweep to 55, keep that trailing edge a little bit more vertical. Right. I'm going to increase my aspect ratio. I'm just going to try and get this wingtip down for now. And we'll check our front view as well. So by increasing the aspect ratio, we're making this kite thinner. We can scale our Evo down a little bit to match that center chord. Our sweep is about right, but we need to put a little bit more curvature in the leading edge. Yeah, we might need to be a little bit longer on our wingtip. Let's have a look. If we go to 50, that's getting a little bit closer on that that wingtip width. I'm just looking at this length here. Pull this down. Not bad. Now we need our wingtip to drop down a little bit further than where it is at the moment. So our wingtip angle, take that to minus 20. winged segments. I'm wondering. No, this is still right. Now we should have two segments here, because this is our one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then two segments. Put that back. We probably went too far on that angle, actually. Go 15. Slide this back up. Just going to check my front view. And scale this down till we get about the same wingspan. Let's have a look. Now our arch is pretty close. That's our wings tips are definitely dropping more. We probably know our front view is actually pretty good width-wise, so we need to close this arc up a little bit. Yeah, that would make some sense. That would probably help with dropping our tips down a little bit as well. So let's that center curve height. I'm going to take that to 6.5. And I'll pull this point here up a little bit. Mid width of 1. I'm going to pull that mid-height up a little bit as well. I'm just trying to fill the shoulders out and get those wingtips a little bit more vertical. .2. Let's see if we pull that up a little bit as well. That's forced us out wider, but we are a little bit more. There we go. .5 might have been a little bit high. Let's go 0.4. The mid-height to 1.2. Let's see if we can pull those shoulders out a little bit more. Okay, yeah, now we're getting much closer. We can definitely tweak that a little bit more. But I'm just checking this. The curve of this line is very much following that now. I'm just going to pull this back to the middle of my screen, and let's go to the right hand view, and our center chord is looking pretty good. We need to pull a little bit more curve into the front here. We turn off that right view. Yeah. So that's the non-planar leading edge. So this point here needs to come forward a little bit more. And possibly we need to make our wingtip a little bit wider. Let's turn off our 3D. And I want to check a couple of lines. If I go over here, to here, and then I go, it's actually here to here, and that curve is 1683, and this one is 957. If we calculator on this, 1683 divided by, that's actually the other way around, 975 divided by 1683. One six 8 3 divided. So our wing shape should be about 58%. Alright, if we go, turn our 3D back on, and go to our wingtip, that should be about 58% of our wingtip chord. Just get rid of those lines we did for some measuring. Actually going to make that a very small angle. And then with two segments here, which is these two segments, where that should be a very large percentage of that leading edge, that wingtip. So call our transition length, we'll take that up to at least 50%. And this will change what we're looking at through this this transition here. Now, looking at our center chord, we can reduce the size of this down a little bit. Getting much closer. We're looking, that seam is nearly there. Probably gone a little too big on this. We go for 45%. That'll drop the seam down slightly and shorten this up a little bit. Definitely need to put more curve into that, that leading edge non-planar position. Let's go 15%, just see if we can pull this point forward a little bit. Just throw a little bit more curvature. It's looking better. The strut's looking in about the right position. Our seams are pretty close. I think that we can probably come up a little bit from here. Let's go to 65%. There seems to just, this is carrying more curve. This is carrying more curve all the way through. We can shrink this down a little bit. You've got that chord length is looking pretty good. That overall length's looking really good. Probably that was a bit high up at the 0.65. 0.60. We've got a little bit too much. We haven't got quite enough sweep in the front, and we should be straighter in the back. So if we took this down to 42, so these two are close to straight on the trailing edge there. Is that going to improve our leading edge shape? Very likely will. Look at this. I'm going to move this forward and we'll check the right hand view now. No, we definitely need more sweep than that. If we go 50%, move this forward. Yep, I'm going to do some measurement lines here. So I'm going to bring this down and then from So 1502 875 739. So 739 divided by 1502, about 49% leading edge sweep, and excuse me, and 874 divided by 502, and yeah, that's our 58%. So we turn our kite back on. I need about a 49% leading edge sweep and a 58% wingtip width, which we'd already calculated that 58% wingtip width. Take my top view. We need to be a little bit bigger to get that. Get our leading edge, all that center stripe kind of lined up. At this stage, I'm going to reduce the scallop on that leading edge, on that trailing edge, just to get us a little bit straighter as well. Right. Now length is about right. I think we are now looking at this. We're about 40 minutes in. I'm going to call this at this, get this one uploaded, and we'll come back for part 2 very shortly. Thanks, guys. If, as always, if you have any questions about this process or anything to do with KaroroCAD, you can email me KaroroCAD@gmail.com. Thanks very much.